So what is a fraction? If I have 3/4, what does that actually mean? Well, there's two different parts of a fraction, and they have specific names that tell you what's going on. So we have a denominator, and that is the bottom part. Now the denominator tells you how many equal pieces you have to cut your item into. Then you have your numerator, which is your number on top, and that tells you how many equal pieces you keep. So for example here, oh wow, that's bad, right? If I split this into 4 equal pieces, but I want 3/4 of those, I'm only going to keep 3. So the total amount I keep will be this much, but actually the whole cake that I started off with would have been this much. And that's what a fraction means. So for example, if you had 3/4 of £80, first what you would need to do is divide your 80 into 4 equal pieces, and that tells you what 1/4 is. So how many 4s go into 8 is 2, how many 4s go into 0 is 0, so we end up with 1/4 equaling £20. But rather than having 1/4, we have 3 of them. So we need 3 lots of 20, so 3/4 of £80 is 3 lots of 20, or £60. So the bottom number, or denominator, tells you how many equal pieces you have to cut your original object into, and then the number on top, which is the numerator, tells you how many of those pieces you can keep. The only thing you sometimes see is top-heavy fractions, which are technically called improper fractions. So for example, if I had 5/4, that is telling me that I have one whole one, which should be 4/4, and an extra 1/4 on top. Often in primary school you're told that you can't have a fraction bigger than itself, but you can. This is more than 100%, because 100% would be 4 out of 4, and then we've got an extra 25% on top, because 100 split into 4 equal pieces is 25% each, and we've got one lot of that. So technically 5/4 is 125% of your original amount. So for example, if I weighed myself and I was 10 stone, 1/4 of that would be 2.5 stones. This would mean if I put on weight, so that I was then 12.5 stones, my new weight would be 4/4, which would be my original weight, plus an extra 1/4 of the 2.5 stones I've put on. So my new weight would be 5/4 of my original weight. The same as saying that this is 125%, because 1/4, so 4/4 is 100%, 1/4 is 25%, so I've ended up with 125% of my original 10 stone.